And a very good afternoon on this glorious, it's a proper summer's day today. I've got my short legs out, but that's how good the day is. I never have shorts on. So, yeah, very good afternoon. This has become kind of a regular thing, unintentionally. On a Wednesday afternoon, often myself and Freddie will sort of go, let's just go and do a live. Because tomorrow is obviously the draw, as you know. Again, that's become a bit more of a regular thing now, that the draws tend to be happening on a Thursday, because we've got so many cars on at the moment. It's really good that it's happening on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
so
let us know what you think of that. A few weeks ago, we were kind of discussing it and saying, wouldn't it be fun if we could give away a car every single week? So we tried to kind of get a few more cars through and shorten the draw length as well to weekly. So
well, that's our aim, because when we first started this, you probably know if you've been following us for a long time, that we would launch a car and then it would be like a 4-week period until we would do the draw. But we're in a very fortunate, lucky position now where we kind of make the decision to do them a week afterwards or a week and a half. It works on a lot of occasions, because certainly recently we've had loads of sellouts. This, on the other hand, at the moment, which is being drawn tomorrow, which is an incredible car, is looking like it's not possibly going to sell out. So we'll talk about that in a second.
Just want to say hello to everyone watching along. Hello Steve, hello Graham, hello Michael. Hello, George.
Hello, everyone.
Gents.
Okay, so we'll touch upon the Jaguar first of all. So it's got to be a couple of years ago now we did the Daimler. Gabriel won the Daimler. It was an incredible car. It did really, really well for us. So I thought it was probably time to bring back a Jaguar again. This time we've gone for the V12. So it's a very, very popular choice. There are at the moment still about 1,600 tickets left on this. So to put that into context, it's just over 50% sold. So the odds are incredible. Now that is obviously going to improve, and there will be, the odds won't improve, they'll probably get a little bit worse, but they're always good odds to start with. Must just stress that. So yeah, there's 1,600 tickets left at the moment. It's about 50% sold, but we must just stress that this is absolutely going to be given away tomorrow. So if only one more ticket sell, if you're watching now and you're the only person to buy a ticket, then you've got really, really good chance at the moment, because there's only 50% of them that have sold. But we do expect this to sell. So it's that last 24 hours where the tickets seem to sell really well.
There's always a little bit of a pickup, but I'd be very surprised if this one completely sold out. I mean, if you guys are in the draw, then you've just got a slightly better shot if there
possibly
are still tickets
absolutely
left.
Yeah, I mean it's a bonus, I suppose, if anything, if they don't sell out. But yes, this is absolutely going to be happening tomorrow. So I have just been informed from Freddie, because we've tweaked it slightly, where we used to finish selling the tickets 6:30. We're now going live at 7 o'clock tomorrow with the team. So there'll be Nick, there's Freddie, there's myself, Hayley will be here as well. But the tickets actually stay on sale at 7 o'clock, and they don't go off sale, providing there's not a sellout. They don't go off sale until 7:10. So it's a very quick. It's going to be a very quick turnaround for us for the live entries tomorrow. But that's one thing. So basically, what will happen? We go live, then you can go onto the website and you see an entry list, and that's every single ticket we've ever sold. And all of the names, they get listed on as part of the entry list, so you can see it before we actually go and do the draw. But that will all happen at 7:10 tomorrow.
So we're able to create the entry list a lot quicker now, whereas before it used to take about 20 minutes or so to save the entry list and then re-upload it.
Absolutely.
Now it's just a few clicks, so we can do it whilst we're live.
Yes.
So it makes it a bit more fun. Please don't wait until 7:05 to get your tickets.
Yeah, Luke, who does all of the entry lists behind the scenes, he's the guy that's in charge of our website. There's that 5-10 minute period where he's very stressed whilst all this happens.
Well, we assume he's stressed. He's probably not.
Probably not, but it is good fun. It is really good fun, the way we're trying to tweak things and always improve things. So again, if you've got any little suggestions, we often talk about what cars you want to see, but if there's certain ways you want the website to work a little bit better or little tweaks, we're open to any suggestions along the way.
Definitely. Just want to say hello to everyone watching along. A lot more people joining us now, so welcome. Myself and Craig have just flicked the camera on to have a little bit of a closer look at our V12 Jaguar Sovereign. Kevin says hi all. Hello Kevin Hancock, how are you doing? If there's anything you want us to show in a little bit more detail, then ask away. On cue, Kevin shouted more Porsche. Well, I say shouted, the caps lock on. More Porsches, more Porsches. Yes, Kevin.
Definitely, Kevin. Yeah, we are looking at the moment. The 911 did so well for us, as did the 944 Turbo, which was a couple of weeks before that. So Porsches have been a really good thing for us.
That's a good example of cars that get requested. We try and find, with so many requests for a 911 that we couldn't not source one.
Definitely. So. Yeah, I mean, very early on in this, so it was 3 or 4 cars in. We had the 928. Was it the 928?
The 924S.
924. I always get the 24 and the 28 confused. So the 924S went to Jinder in London.
Still got that car?
He still got it. That was what I was going to say. So he emailed last week to basically say he's still loving the car, still loving the competitions, he's entering all the time, but that's 2.5 years ago. So some people choose not to keep the car, so that's perfectly fine, but it's so nice when we hear of, and the majority of our winners have still got the cars, and it's amazing, even from day one when Tajinder won, he's still got his Porsche. So
That's
yes,
what we like
Porsches are definitely on the agenda. We'll keep our lookout for another Porsche, possibly a 911, possibly a 944. We'll see what happens.
Jez Quinn said would love to see a Morgan. I think a lot of people agree with you, Jez.
Freddie would love to see a Morgan. You went to the factory, didn't you?
We did, yeah. I went there on my holidays recently, went to the factory. It's a really cool place.
We have tried to reach out to Morgan to see if they fancy doing something with us. Not replied yet. But yeah, that's it. So we might have a look for a Morgan, but we sort of thought behind the scenes, wouldn't it be amazing? A bit like we did with the Lotus, the Lotus Elise when it was a charity competition, but essentially we gave away a brand spanking new Lotus Elise. We kind of thought, wouldn't that be great to do that with Morgan?
Definitely.
So if anyone from Morgan's watching, then we'd like to speak to you.
I think of all the cars to do new as well, there's a lot of resonance there with classic cars, the Morgan approach to building cars.
Exactly.
I think it'd be a great car to
Which is very much what we're all about here. We like to keep these cars on the road, and yeah, it'd just be lovely. It'd be lovely to do something with Morgan. But it's not about that today. Today is kind of mainly about the Jaguar, because the Jaguar V12 is definitely going to be won tomorrow just after 7 o'clock. There's only about 50% or just over 50% sold at the moment, so there's about 1,700 tickets left on it.
And we'll also have to have a quick look at the Morris Minor ones
yes.
on the Jag. But Paul's made a great suggestion. Ford Escort Mark II is very specific here. Custom with inky yellow, black trim and fishnets.
Has he got one?
Have you got one for sale, Paul, by any chance?
Is he trying to sell it to us? Is that what it is?
That does sound lovely, though.
Fords are always good news, so yeah, we'll keep our eye out for a Ford as well. So don't forget to get your tickets for the Jaguar. There's about 1,600 left. Possibly is not likely to sell out by tomorrow, so it's well worth getting them just because your odds are going to be a lot better. But
even if it completely sells out, it's pretty good odds, but at the moment it's looking even
yeah,
better.
I can't stress enough, it's a stunning car as well. To drive, it's on the button. You know, you just get in it, you start it, and you can drive. It just floats along. It's beautiful.
One of the things that's blown myself and Nick, who helps out with the photography and video here at Bridge, is just how refined the drive is.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a car that's
Doesn't
built
feel
in
classic.
1985. No. In all the best ways it does. It smells like a classic Jag.
Yeah.
But the drive is just so comfortable. It's so smooth. That V12 just is buttery smooth.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't, you can't turn around with any classic car and say it hasn't been restored and it's totally original and everything like that. But it's a really good example of a usable one. We haven't restored it. It's possibly had paintwork in its day. You know, they're old cars. They probably have had paintwork in their day. But this one is totally straight.
And looking through the history as well, the mileage looks to stack up, certainly for a good amount of decades. Myself and Nick were looking through the histories, and the mileage each year, there's only a few thousand mileage. So I think there's only 26,000 miles on the clock. Certainly for the last 10 years, that's been correct. So could well be original mileage.
So that's a good news car. So it's well worth getting your ticket for that. But like Freddie said, also last night, we launched our second commercial vehicle, because we had the Mini recently, which was the 1380 Mini, which went down really, really well.
This one has too. A lot of people saying they've been in the market for one of these.
It's brilliant, isn't it? So we've done quite a few. We've done 2, 3 Morris Minors. I lose count.
We've done the low light, a regular Morris Minor, and a Morris Traveller, I guess.
Oh yeah, the Traveller. Did we do a Traveller?
We did a Traveller, yeah.
Okay, so yes, 3.
I don't know if you class that as a minor or as a
No,
Traveller.
it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's the front.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's got the Morris Minor front, it's a
yeah.
Morris Minor. So here is our commercial van. So yes, a lot of people have sort of said if you own a business, it's brilliant to put your signs on the back. But I don't think you necessarily need to own a business. I think it's just one of these cars that is just going to
put your name on the side.
turn heads wherever it goes. We were going to put Bridge on the side for the filming of it, but we didn't. We ran out of time. But look at it. It's just brilliant. The story behind it's really nice as well. We sort of touch upon it in the write-up if you do the write-up. We bought it off a lady who she used to spend all of her time here in Suffolk, she now spends all of her time over in France, and she comes back for sort of a month or something like that. So the plan was she absolutely loves this car. This was her daily car. And if you met her, she's brilliant. You know, she's got a vintage bicycle and she had this as her everyday. She's just absolutely cherishes this sort of thing. And her plan was to take this over to France with her. And she had a company all in line to basically convert the car to left-hand drive. So she was willing to spend the money on making this her daily over there.
That's the biggest compliment you can give a car, isn't it? You're willing to convert it to take it with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So she was absolutely going to take this with her. Unfortunately, the company that were going to do it went out of business. So it was time to sell the car. So we met up with her when she next came to England, and we just fell in love with the car as well. We've done a couple of little bits to it, a couple of little bits of paint here and there, but again, it's totally original. Really good condition. Starts on the buttons.
New set of bright work as well. That was one of the few things that we needed doing. If you have a look on the on the competition page, there's a little button that says about this car. If you click that, it will show you the project on our website, and it details everything that's happened on the car. I think there's 4 or 5 entries on this vehicle, but anything from a service to any restoration work that is undertaken on the competition car, it's all documented there. So you've got that extra peace of mind knowing that it's gone through our workshops.
It's well worth doing that, just touching upon that for any of the cars, because we're more than just competitions here. If you're fairly new to us, we're a restoration company predominantly. So we do about 30 or 40 restorations or maintenance of cars at any one time, including our competition cars. So if a car comes in, the website is forever changing. There's Freddie, who is behind the camera now, and you've got Nick, and we work together basically, and we document everything that happens in this place, goes onto the website. So like Freddie said, with this, you've got a button that sort of shows you what the project is behind this. And that's the same for any car that comes through this building, whether it's a competition car or not. If it's a full restoration or just changing tyres, you can follow its journey with us.
Yeah, if you like your classics, there's an awesome mix of classics currently in with us. So do have a look at the current project
Absolutely.
section.
And come by if you're fairly local to us as well. I mean, Valerie came and picked up her TR6 that she won.
That video's just gone out actually, so good plug there. If you want to see the video of Valerie collecting her TR6, it's just gone live on our Facebook page. So have a watch. No, continue watching this.
Yes, and then have a watch of that.
Paul said, got a few tickets on the van, perfect for advertising my newscast business. Sorry, your newscast business.
Brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah, so this is perfect. So this was launched yesterday. How many tickets have sold?
Over 1,500 tickets.
Brilliant.
In
Okay.
the first day.
So this is very likely. We put a scheduled draw date of when we expect the draws to be. It's very, very unlikely these days that we extend or decide to extend the draws. It can happen, but I mean, it hasn't happened for a seriously long time. I'd probably be safe to say this is going to go on the scheduled draw date as well. So it's selling really well, as is the Jaguar. The Jaguar's guaranteed for tomorrow. So if you haven't got your tickets yet for your Jag, absolutely get your tickets for that. Is there any other questions or anything else that we want to have a look at in here?
There's no more questions come in since the comment about the van sign writing. But if there's anything you want us to show you in a little bit more detail, then give us a shout.
Any of the cars in here, really, because we're in quite a good position at the moment where it's not too full, so we can have a little wander around. But equally, we can talk about some of the cars that are coming up. So obviously the Morris Minor's live at the moment. The Jaguar won't be from tomorrow.
MGA is going to be next. That's going to be next live.
This is a brilliant car, the MGA. So obviously, recently we done the MGA twin cam, which went down really well. That was super special being a twin cam, but equally there was fors and against of that car, because possibly a lot of people were scared off by the idea of it being twin cam, because it's the ultimate MGA to have, but it comes with its confusions, I suppose, as to what twin cam means. This is a proper MGA.
This is great too, doesn't it?
It's a proper classic car. If you think of classic cars, you think of something like this. And to win this for a fraction of its cost will be amazing. So as Freddie said, this is going to be coming up very soon.
Ian Leadham has asked, is that another Jag? I believe he's referring to this vehicle.
It is, yes. But this is a customer's Jag, so this isn't going to be a competition car. We've just put it in here at the moment because the workshops are absolutely rammed at the moment. So I often have arguments with Gordon, who owns the business with me, that I keep saying this should stay as competitions, nothing else. But you've got the Lagonda, which is having some work done to the hood. That shouldn't be in here. The Jaguar shouldn't be in here. But yes, it's beautiful. Everyone's fallen in love with it. But unfortunately, it's not going to be a competition car. But the customer who owns this car has quite a few classics, and he often lets them go and brings them in, and he often doesn't have them 1 minute and has a new one the next. So never say never. If it came up come up for sale, or he decides he wants to sell it, it could possibly be a competition car. But if you've got any other questions, if you're watching this after we go live, or might be
Sorry, yeah, there's another question. George has just said, is the Defender a future prize? Yes, it
Definitely.
is, George, and yes, it's awesome. I started looking through the photos today, and I don't like to big myself up too much, but the photos are looking so cool.
So very quickly, the story of this, the guy that I bought it off, he owned a garage. And his staff basically got carried away. He decided that he was going to do something. I think originally it was red, so he started doing it, and then the guys in the factory were like, oh, you should just do this, you should just do this, you should do this. So there's been no stone unturned on this car. It really is lovely. I mean, the woodwork in the back, the seats have been done by a Land Rover specialist. But then he decided to sell it to us because he basically bought it for shooting, and then realised it was actually too nice to put in a field, so it had to go up for sale. But it really is as nice as it looks.
It's awesome, isn't
It's
it?
proper, yeah, it's really nice. So that's coming up very soon. But for now, have you got any other questions?
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that I liked about the Defender is it's that bridge between having a few modern luxuries, but still being a proper Land Rover. Like, if you like your classic Land Rovers, you'll like this.
Oh, you'll love it, yeah. I say it's daily. I use the term daily quite a lot. I suppose it could be.
It's comfortable enough.
Yeah, it's
Unless
what you
you're
expect
driving
from a Land
100
Rover. Yeah, it's noisy, it's bouncy, but that's what they're all about. It's amazing, and it turns heads, and it's just lovely. And it's not too old, as well. It's 1991. So it still feels relatively new. You still get in it, and you don't struggle to start it. You don't pull a choke out. You don't do all of the things that you would naturally do on a classic car. So if you did want it as your daily, you certainly could. But for now, I think that's it. If you're watching this after we've gone live, just comment along if there's anything you see in the background. Leave some comments on the video, and we'll try and get back to you. But this is definitely going to be given away tomorrow. Is our Jaguar V12. There's only 50% sold, so the odds are incredible. So grab yourself a last-minute ticket for that. Absolutely beautiful car. And don't forget, live on the website at the moment is the Morris Minor van. That was only launched yesterday, so you've got a bit more time on that one. You've got a lot less time on the Jaguar. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, we go live to do the draw. Just after 7 o'clock will be your last chance to buy tickets for this. So jump on now and get what you can. But for now, if I don't hear from you, we'll see you tomorrow.